This is how you use BandLab. First of all, you need to go to this site called bandlab.com. It's right here. Looks like this. And if you've already created a username, then you can just log in. If you have not, you need to go here and sign up. So I already have a username. I'm going to log in. And it will bring you to something that looks like this. Now, if you have not set up your account, you will need to set up your account. You can add a picture. You can change your profile, that kind of thing. But the most important thing that you need is a username, and the username should probably be set up in a way that people can find you who need to, but not people that don't know you. So you can use a nickname or any kind of thing that will make you safe, but findable and recognizable by the people you work with. The first thing that you want to do when you sign into BandLab is find the group that you are going to be part of. And with that, you can go to library. And here it'll say projects, albums, collections, bands, communities. And if you're not part of anything, it won't list anything or show anything. So you can go up here and search BandLab. So if I search like RVG Studio, it's going to bring up this. What I want to do is pick the band that I'm part of or looking for, and I can go here and look for it. Now, if I go to the bands, I can follow that band. Or I can search the band right up here. I can search for click on it, go here. I can join or follow it. It will show it right here. And then I can go to the projects for that band right there as well. So there's a number of ways to find what you're looking for. What you want to do is go into that project that you are part of. Ideally, you've been invited to the project and accepted the invitation. It would show right here all of the people that have accepted that invitation. You can still, even without accepting the invitation, go into the project if you have access to it. And you just go on in. The first thing you don't want to do is click on this. You never want to open the project from this button so that you can avoid accidentally going in to the project when someone else is in there or using a version. Sometimes they don't list the most recent version created right here at the opening of the project. So that's the danger. So we want to avoid going into the project from there. What you want to do is to go into the chat right next to your picture and open that up for the band or group that you're part of. You want to look to see if anyone else is in the project. You do not want two people in the project at the same time because it will confuse saves and both saves will not land into the same project folder. It will create a new folder. So you want to avoid having two people in. So you're going to check the messages to make sure nobody's in there. And if it's been a long time since somebody has gone in, like several hours, they may have forgotten to come out. So you might want to say, hey, are you out? You could just type a message right here. Right here you can say this person said going into EchoSace at 11:05 and they left EchoSace at 11:55. So you want to announce that you're going in so that nobody else goes in at the same time. You just leave a message right in there. Then to enter the project, the best thing that you can do, and there's two ways to do this. One is to go down here and click on View Project History under the picture, and you can see that this is the number of saves that the project has had. It's had 3 saves so far. They're all in a straight line, which is what we want. If one comes off to the side, it's called forking. And that means that somebody saved the project while someone else was still in it. It happens sometimes, and that just means that their save is over here while the other person's save is over here, and so the two tracks won't be in the same file, and we'll just have to take this track and upload it to the other save. So you can go in here under View Project History or the 3 magic dots right next to the name of the project. And you're going to go View Project History from there. And it will show you this list right here. If I click on any of these, it's going to bring those up. The ones over here match over here. You want to work with the most recent save, ideally the one right on top. So that's this one right here. If no one else is in it, you can go in, you can open it, and it will look like this. It'll take it a moment to load. Now, BandLab can be kind of funny depending on how many people are in BandLab. Sometimes it will take a long time to load in, sometimes it won't. It can just be variable. Okay, just a quick walkthrough of the controls here that you will see. You have your file. You can cycle where it repeats playing over and over again. Sometimes you can slice it and edit and move things. You generally don't want to use these settings if you're just uploading files. The view allows you to do a lot of different things. Settings, you pretty much don't need most of these unless you're actually recording in BandLab. So the main buttons that you will use are going to be the play button, which plays and stops. You can also do that with the space bar.
Movement to
start and stop it. This button brings you back on the track. This one brings you forward towards it'll take you to the end. This, of course, is a record button. If I want to record, I can add a track and record. You'd want to say instruments here. You can also import a new track that you've recorded somewhere else. If I'm going to record right into it, I'm just going to do that. So you can see how this is highlighted, and you can record directly. You add a track and you can just select that and hit the record button and actually record while the other parts are playing, and you will hear them unless you mute them while you're playing. So say you wanted to record and you really wanted to listen in carefully to, in this case, the second flute part, and you would definitely want to have the click track on. So I would mute the alto flute part here and I could record. It gives me a count off.
dance. Movement 2, echo saves.
And I don't have a microphone actually hooked up to my computer right now, so it's not recording me. So you can't see anything actually recorded there, but you can hear how it's still playing. The parts that I don't want to hear aren't being played. The ones I do are. If I want to put this part back in. And if I hit stop, so I'm going to delete this track because I don't want it there. Okay, other controls, you can play with the time signature for the metronome, and that's basically this right here, and you can have it count in or turn it off. It's just a tool, again, for recording. So here it looks like we have a flute 2 part and an alto flute part here in the program. And we see the click track here. So the first thing you can do, you can go in here and you can play. You push play or your space bar. And you can listen to it. So these are tracks that people have uploaded into it, and it's kind of fun to listen to it. If you want to listen to it without the click track, you can just mute it here. Or you can just listen to your own part if you want. You can hit solo. Or if you want to just hear one part. Okay, so I'm just going to stop that. Again, I'm using my space bar to do that, or you can use this button here. This button will take you to the beginning of the track or move you up. This one will move you later. These 2 buttons right here, you can zoom in or you can zoom out depending what you want to look at or listen for. To upload your own part, you're going to want to click, and I don't know that you can see my file here, but if I go, I'm opening a file, and I'm going to drag and drop that in. All right, so you can't see my file folder, but I'm going to drag and drop just a random file in here. And you want to, if it's highlighted like that, you just drop it in. Now, generally, you want to just take that and just pull it over. If you recorded late, you can kind of align your file, but you can leave that for someone else who's kind of mastering these tracks together. They can go in and line it up as well, but you're welcome to take that and you can slide it back and forth. Sometimes you might have to trim a little. You can select right here and trim it in a little bit, but be really careful. You don't want to cut down your file. And then that file is in there. I'm not going to keep this in this project. I'm going to go to these three dots. When you click on those three dots, you can rename your file. You can change the color track, which sometimes is nice. For example, like up here, I have two purple tracks, and that can be confusing. It's like, which one is my track? I'm just going to make one a different color. Makes it a little easier. I can move it up, I can move it down. I can also do that just by clicking here and sliding it up and down. If I want to make it higher, if I want to order them in score order. Right now I'm going to delete this track because I don't want it there. You want to be careful not to delete other people's tracks. Just delete your own if you don't want it there. Now, when you are downloading tracks from BandLab to rehearse with, you want to download, if you don't already have a click track, you want to download the click track, and you want to download any other parts that are in there, because then you can actually practice with other parts, and it's kind of nice. It only lets you download one track at a time. So you're going to go down to export track as a wave, and it will export the audio, and you just choose which folder on your computer. Again, you can't see that a folder has popped up for me, but a folder has popped up and I can save it wherever I want to. These buttons over here, this is your save. You can do that right before you leave, after you've uploaded whatever you wanted or recorded. Be very careful not to delete anyone's files in the process. Anything that you save in here while you're in here, that's a save on that list. Where the little circles stack up, the project saves. If you save a second time while you're in a file, there is a risk that it could fork. So try to only do one save while you're in there. And right here, you do not want to push. Publishing a file makes it public for anyone on BandLab, not just people in your project, but anyone on BandLab to have access to the project. So we don't want to actually push publish. It will say if you hit save on your way out. That's the best way to go. And then it will show a recent save for anything that has changed. And then you can see right here, it's doing a new save. And right now it's processing that save, the little blue circle. If you go into a file and it says right here that it's processing, or that circle is doing that, you don't want to go into it because then it can do that forking thing. If you really, really want to just come in and listen to this to see how it's going with all the parts in there, anything that's in there and saved, you don't have to actually go into the file. You can go to this screen right here and you can just play it from here.
Academy of Dance, Movement 2.
And you can click anywhere in there. And you can also see that it plays right down in here. Don't click on this because then it'll go into the mix editor, all kinds of places that you can do that, but just don't go into the mix editor this way. Then the last thing you want to do, of course, is to go back into the chat and announce that you're out of the file. And you can also say, you can make comments. You can just chat with each other and say, I improved echo saves, or I fixed the ending, or I added a last note. change to it, whatever you want. It's a place to chat and communicate. There may be other projects for the same group working in there, and as long as you're really specific about the title of your piece, so people know what you're talking about, and the people in your group know what are looking for your information. That's pretty much BandLab in a nutshell.